I call the meeting to order Wednesday, November 6th, the Park and Rec Board for the City of Bel Air Beach. We're calling it to order at 5:29 p.m. with Vice Chair Rick Schock present, George Ortel. 5:35, I'm sorry. 5:35 p.m. Vice Chair Rick Schock, Member George Ortel, and Chairman Jim Van Scoy, City Manager Lynn Reeves, and Mayor Joseph Manzo present. The first thing we need to do is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion we approve the agenda.
Do I have any
I
seconds?
would second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. All right. The next thing we need to do is do an approval of the October 7th, 2019 meeting minutes. I have a couple changes to make, so I need to amend those minutes. Do you have a copy of those minutes, George?
Probably no.
I'll tell you what. Do you?
I have electronically, but
Okay, this part has to be signed, so just.
just look at the picture.
Yeah, basically look at it. Don't write on it. That's it. Okay, so on the beginning,
What was the date of, I'm sorry, what was the date of those minutes again?
the October 7th,
October 7th.
we're amending the minutes, and I'm going to read it on the record, the change. And then what's going to happen is after these minutes that you write,
Mhm.
okay, will be attached to the amended.
Okay.
Okay, and so when we talk about who was present at the last meeting, the city manager was unable to be here. It was the city liaison, Kyle Reefer. Reefer? Is that his spot? Reefer? He was present.
Okay.
So that's one of the amended changes that I need to have voted on. So the one other thing is just the spelling of my name. The first part of my name was dropped off. I don't know if, it just says Scoy instead of saying Van Scoy. So I need a motion to make those changes.
Okay, I make a motion. We approve those two changes, or amend it to include those two changes, one including Kyle Reefer and proper name Jim Van Scoy.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Now go on to number 3, the review of the trunk or treat
Okay.
event. Okay, so I think it was very well received. We had about 45 kids.
Okay.
I heard nothing but positive feedback from the parents. I didn't even have not one negative feedback, which is a very, very good thing. They loved the trophies.
I'll bet.
I think I would like to see more residents come out in the future. We had some that promised to participate with their vehicles and did not show, but like I said at the council meeting the other night, I felt like we didn't need to shame them. We didn't need to say anything because we do want them to participate in the future.
Sure.
So that being said, anybody else have any feedback in reference to that?
No, I don't, because I was not here.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, I can't.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
you love
live,
that.
so that's fine.
Okay.
We can't comment. We're not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you help put the event together, so, you know, but if you have no
Yeah.
comments, then I'll say, let's just, that they wanted to, one of the big things was that they definitely want to see it happen again next year. And I would like to see us expand upon that, just expand the event, throw a couple other things in with it in reference to like the costumes or something. So I would like to see us do that. Okay, so
Let
let's.
me ask you, did people appear to get the word pretty well, would you say? Did it
They
like
seem
that?
to get the word more
Okay.
this way than before, and I have to say that I attribute part of it to, I think, in my opinion, and I'm not saying this for sure, but the flyer came across very well in the city's email.
Yeah,
I mean, it was very well
Yeah.
highlighted,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that helped. Plus, then we had a lot of word of mouth. I did put the flyer, and only the flyer, I didn't make any comment, out on next door, just so the citizens were aware of it. It was just, so I think that helped too. But the fact that we handed out the flyers at the Festival of the Sea for this event, I think kind of helped as well promote it.
You said there are about 45 kids?
45 kids, yeah.
And how many families does that, do you have any idea?
Well, you figure average, probably, generally there's probably 2 kids
So we
to a
didn't-
family.
We didn't evaluate that, I mean,
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we didn't evaluate them. So now
Yeah.
the Parks Board did buy, did purchase 2 bags of candy.
Okay.
Okay, 1.5 bags is still left. The candy,
Uh-oh.
no, the candy has been frozen. So for the kids' holiday party that's
Uh-huh.
coming up,
Right.
we're gonna make goodie bags with those. The candy bars do not have Halloween stuff on them, so they can be, reused. So in the future for other things. So the city manager, either himself or one of his staff went and picked them up for us, and along with the trophies. So
Good.
and
Okay.
and handled that.
Yeah.
Kyle attended the trunk or treat, the city liaison,
Mhm.
and he had the street blocked off, and he was a great help at the event. So,
Okay.
all right, is there any other discussion on it?
I don't have a discussion on that, but I have a question. Previous events, of course, the previous event, that was the fall event,
Mhm.
festival. Did we ever do any discussion or evaluation of how that went and all of that?
We did. I'll tell you what, when we get down here to number 5,
Okay,
if you want, we can discuss that, because that's all other business.
okay, that's fine.
Okay? Okay, so the next thing is number 4, discussion of holiday party.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the flyers. I'll let you see them. We need to vote on them, so then they can be distributed. Could you pass one down to George, please?
Yep.
This is what has been created for the event. Burke has secured the Santa Claus.
Okay.
I have secured the photographer, and the containers were donated for the kids to put the cookies in to take home. I advertised at the council meeting that we're looking for donations for frosting, sprinkles, that kind of stuff. If anybody wanted to make them, they had to be in sealed containers. But the cookies had to be purchased at a bakery because for liability reason for the
Sure.
city. So,
Yeah.
so this, we
Yeah.
will be purchasing them, or if I can get a bakery to donate them.
Okay.
So, this is what would be going out in the email from the city if we vote upon it.
Mhm.
This is what we would be distributing throughout the community. So I need your feedback on this flyer first. What do you think?
The community center we're talking about is
Correct.
room over here.
Yes.
Okay, and what would the format of the party be?
Okay, so you basically want to know how it's being done? Okay, so the
Yeah.
kids will take, if they're gonna get photos taken, they're gonna do that first, so they don't get
Okay.
cookies and all that stuff
Yeah.
on their clothes, frosting on their clothes. So they'll take their photos, okay? After their photos, then they will decorate a cookie. So the lineup is basically photos first, cookies second.
Okay.
They have a container to take the cookies home after they decorate them. So they're not gonna be eating them. My goal is to not let them eat them here. They're gonna take them home. So we're gonna put their name on the container and they take them home. Okay?
To bake?
No, they're just a sugar cookie.
And they're
They
gonna
put their
decorate
they're decorating.
Okay,
They're
got
putting
it.
frosting on it,
Yeah,
the
got it.
sprinkles on it,
it. Okay.
that kind of thing, and then they'll take it home.
Okay.
So their cookie will already be in the container, and they just get it. After they get their photo, we hand them a container,
So
Yeah.
photos first.
photos first,
Yeah.
and then we will give them a container with a cookie in it, and then they'll go to the table where all the toppings are basically,
Yeah.
and they will decorate it.
And what,
And then we close up the container, we'll have a volunteer there, they close up the container and they take it home with them. And that's to eliminate any possible spills, any kind of mess, anything.
Sure.
We want to try to keep it down to a
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
so is there, what's the supervision? The parents supervise or?
The parents, and then of course we will be, the park board will be there to help supervise. But I have some parents that have
Yeah.
already said that they would volunteer for it,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
December 7th.
Does that need to
What
be
day of
on
the
this,
week?
I'm sorry, I can't even hear you.
does that need to be on this memo, this handout somewhere that we need volunteers to help us out?
We could put on there, volunteers allowed to participate maybe.
Yeah.
The only
don't
thing,
know how
the
many
only
are-
thing of it is I'm a little hesitant about advertising. I've been
Yeah.
historically trying to keep within this tight knit group
Yeah.
for safety reasons with the kids. Okay, to have those people in place, like with the trunk or treat. Here's for instance, the people that volunteered at the trunk or treat, they were told that they could not be next to somebody they knew. They would have been set up next to somebody they didn't know
Yeah.
that might bring their car in. So if I have enough volunteers, which I really do for this event, we really shouldn't be, I don't feel like we should be advertising for outside volunteers because
I
the
didn't
group
know.
I have that's willing to volunteer, we know. Okay,
that's
you know,
right.
2 of them are council members, 1 is a former board member, you know, then you have
I'll be
us.
there.
Yeah.
You do expect parental supervision of
I
kids
do
and stuff.
expect parental supervision.
Should that be
yes.
said somewhere here?
Okay,
So they're gonna get one cookie?
they're gonna get 1 cookie, and I
Is it gonna be
don't
a big
see my
cookie?
email on
Be
here,
like a
I
big
had that
bag?
on here, that must have got dropped. I had my email on here,
Yeah.
to contact me for any further information, so that will go back on there too as well. So
Okay.
let's talk about, so you would like to see, so we're gonna add, parents will need to stay with their children. Does that sound good?
Yeah, because we don't want them to drop and go. I don't
Parents will
think
need
anyone
to
does that anymore.
remain present with their children, present
I
with their
think that's
children
right, yes,
at the
I would
event.
agree with that.
Does that
Yeah.
sound good?
Yeah.
And they're the ones you're going to get feedback from.
How about present with their children at all times? That sound good? That way they know they can't just,
Yeah.
okay.
Copy that.
Okay. And then my email.
Or maybe, yeah, please.
Okay. And anything else?
No, I'm just trying to think what the real draw, so they come, if they come, they have to pay $10 to have a picture taken.
They have to pay $10.
And then they're gonna get 1 cookie.
And they will get, well, actually, they can have
Right.
more cookies than that, but they're gonna get at least 1 for sure.
Okay. So it seems to me
And
this would be
Santa-
oriented
Santa
towards the
would-
really little kids.
Well,
Yeah,
a little, but
right,
if
I
you
mean-
read the thing, it says photos
Yeah.
with Santa or without. Okay,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a holiday background, so that individual or family photos. Okay, so that way
Yeah.
if families want to come just to have the background, have their
Have a
pictures
Christmas
taken.
photo, right?
Yeah, it's perfect for them.
Right.
Right, and then it also is an attractant to try to draw more families into it. So if you have older children, if they know that they don't have to have their photo taken with Santa, but they're good with the background, we can draw them in, and then we can start letting them see, you know, this is the thing, is to keep drawing people in,
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
drawing
yeah.
people in, so we
Right.
can start getting more of the involvement from the community on coming to events. So that, you know, that's where it lies.
Got it.
So the photos aren't mandatory or anything in order to get a cookie to
No,
decorate?
they are not.
They just,
Right.
okay.
No.
So some kids don't want their photos taken for some reason or other?
They don't have
They
to.
can just
They don't
decorate
have
a
to.
cookie.
Exactly. They can come and decorate the cookies.
I would
and stuff.
suggest that you just change put photos with Santa in first and then the second because that's what.
Okay, so decorate a cookie to take home second? Okay,
When you
all right.
think so?
all right.
Isn't that the way you suggested that if they're going to take the photos first, that not?
Yeah,
going
just
hands?
like this, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think
Okay.
that's a good suggestion.
It is a very good
Yeah.
suggestion, okay.
Because I think that's more the highlight. I mean, a cookie wouldn't bring me down with a little kid. A photo with Santa might. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's a good suggestion. If I had little kids.
Okay.
Individual, okay.
And here's the thing, this is much cheaper than going to the mall. I think we paid $35 last year.
Oh, yeah.
For my
Yeah.
granddaughter
And
to get her picture
$10
taken.
for-
And this Santa,
yeah.
by the way, that's a real beard. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Santa that's coming in, he has a real beard, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
Okay. Okay.
So. Any other corrections?
I'm wondering if it wouldn't make sense to maybe put this on a little bit bolder. Maybe bold that. I think it's important to know that there's going to be a professional photographer.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if we shouldn't put a little teaser in there like, great opportunity to get your family holiday picture to include in Christmas cards, if anyone
Right.
does that anymore. We're probably the only people in the world that actually do old school Christmas cards.
I do.
Yeah. You know, I'm just thinking, what would get me out as a young family to come down here? Oh, this is great. We don't have to deal with the madness at the mall. We can go down to the community center, get a professional picture done
Family photos
To
done
include.
by professional.
by a professional photographer.
Okay.
Right. And then, great to share during the holiday season, photos, something like that to, oh yeah, okay, well, that's a good idea. We'll just go down there and get that done. And, 'cause that to me is a bigger draw than the cookie.
Okay. Yeah, no, the cookie
You
was
know-
just kind of to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, normally when I've
Hey.
done these before, we also did like,
Uh,
the kids had an area where they could color. We had
Right.
crayons and coloring books,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not saying it's not out of the question. Because if I can make that happen, if I can get somebody, and I am working on that. Somebody was thinking about maybe donating those. So if somebody donates those, then we'll just have a table for them with just some plain Xerox, copy
Yeah.
of some kind of Santa photo and let them, plus they're gonna get the goodie bag with the candy in it. I have a couple parents that are willing to throw some trinkets with the candy bag
okay.
and help make up those bags, so which will be great.
Because I'm happy to help with that.
Okay.
Yeah, just when, we don't have anything about goodie bag. I think we should include that on here.
Okay.
If they're gonna get a goodie bag,
Okay.
decorate a cookie to take home,
With or without
goodie
Santa.
bag, holiday,
Great opportunity to family members.
holiday snack bags, holiday, I think it's goodie. I think that's holiday goodie bags.
Holiday goodie
'Cause-
bags to be given.
Yeah, for all children,
Um,
provided for all children, holiday goodie bags, provided for all children, or available to all children.
Try to picture the venue.
to be given away. To be given
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Given away. Because if we say all children, and say for instance, for some reason in a fluke we had like 200 children, we only had bags for 150, then you have a problem. So we
Yeah.
say to be given away. I think it leaves it kind of
Yeah.
an open statement.
Okay.
Okay.
We have December 7th, 10:30 until when?
The one, that's right.
Okay, so that's the thing I wanted to talk to you all about, because we had talked about this before, and you guys said you didn't like, remember we talked about the one thing we should, we gave an ending time, and then so we ran out of the stuff, then we had people still showing at the last minute. So I wanted to put December 7th, holiday party starts promptly at, we'll say 10:30, and then that
Yeah.
gets, does that sound, so we can get people in through here, and then I would say we give it a 2-hour window and then we shut it down at 12:30. from 10:30 to 12:30. So did you guys want an ending time in there at 12:30 or not?
I'm wondering if we wouldn't be better, thinking about that lunch period in the middle. What if we were to go 10 to 12?
Well, because the council already put the time for us.
Okay, they already approved the time. Okay, well then that's a good answer. Okay.
So you want to go 10:30 to 12? That's only an hour and a half. That's a lot of, that doesn't really, that's hard when you have a photographer. That's asking a little much. So we could go to 10:30 to 12:30. Is that
I
work?
think that's enough time. Because if people are gonna come, they're not gonna come at 12.
Okay.
They're gonna come at 10, between 10:30 and 11 and get it done. And then go on about their business.
Okay, so what do you
and
all
get
think
kids
about the
home from work.
promptly?
I think I think it's unnecessary. I think you start at 10:30, you start at 10:30.
Okay,
I don't think you have to say promptly.
okay,
What do you think, George?
I wouldn't say promptly.
Yeah.
okay.
Because to me, there's a little more innuendo about that I'm not sure what
Okay.
it is, but I just think it starts at 10:30.
Okay.
10:30 to noon.
Because with the
Yeah,
trunk or
good
treat,
for
we
you.
had people showing like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes into it, they were showing up and wanting to do the,
Well, as I remember, of course, that's why when we worded that flyer, we wanted to make sure we made it clear that when the parade starts.
yeah, yeah.
And you still had people showing up after
And we
that.
still
That's
have
not
people
the
showing
case
up to
here.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
There'd probably be a line waiting to get the picture taken.
I think
Yeah,
there
I
might
hope.
be, yeah,
I would hope that would be
yeah,
awesome.
I think so, yeah,
Yeah.
so. Okay,
Yeah,
so, I'm
And
sorry.
if people come in at 12:30, if we have a line, we'll just,
Yeah,
as long as they're here. we'll
Yeah,
just
no,
keep
as long as they're
going.
here, yeah, yeah. Well, and if we do get a system down and we just get them moving, they have to fill out a form, so we have
Yeah.
their information to get the photos to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have one person running that, one person getting them up there
Sure.
with the photographer,
Yeah.
another person, taking them once they're done with their photos and let them go over and start their cookie process
Yeah.
and so forth. So we get a system going.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have the photographer set up on one side of the room away from the cookie stuff, and that
Yeah.
way, the line goes up, around, and back.
Yeah.
So,
You gonna have any decorations in that room? Or what's the plan?
does the city ever decorate that room? Yes, the city does decorate that.
Christmas tree up.
Yeah, well, something.
Yeah.
We put a Christmas tree up.
Okay, so where would you
Yeah.
have the Christmas tree set up, at which end?
Usually, I think we put it at the back side.
Put it at the backside, okay,
Yeah, so, because we still have
okay.
council meetings.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so my plan would be then to have the cookie decorating away from the Christmas tree.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, okay.
Did you have a layout in mind?
Well, round tables work great
Okay.
when decorating cookies. They go from, you'll have these styrofoam bowls with
Oh,
a
sure.
spoon, and they just, the sprinkles are in a bowl,
Yeah.
and they just walk around the table
Sure.
and put their stuff on it.
Okay.
So so if you put round tables out, that's what they do.
Sounds messy to me.
It does. That's why we're giving them a container to take home. That's why we're giving them a container to take home.
Well, I'm sure there's a vacuum in here. We can always vacuum up.
Yeah, is there a vacuum we can have access to?
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, okay, all right. But again, if you have the table and you
No,
have,
we just have it clean.
yeah,
Well, we don't have drinks. That's a good thing.
yeah, no drinks, so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there's a water fountain if they need it, so that's how I look at it, so.
10:30 to 12.
Okay, so with those changes in mind, because we have to get this
Okay.
rolling, so all those things that we spoke about, if those are added to this flyer, can we vote on those today? Are you guys good with that? Or should we have another meeting to vote on this?
I think we're good.
I do too.
Okay.
I think we're fine.
So I need a motion.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the Children's Holiday Party flyer with the amendments as discussed.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay. All right, I'll make sure it gets
Okay, that'd
done.
be nice.
And we get it out the
Nice
door.
job. Did you do this?
I did.
Yeah, it's nice.
I did.
I like
Thank
the
you.
colors.
Thank you.
Looks really
Thank
nice.
you.
That's really nicely done.
Yeah.
I know.
Free
it's a-
clip
it's a-
art.
I know.
Free clip art.
works,
on the-
yeah, it works
on the-
great.
Yeah, free clip art.
Yep.
Okay, so, let's do all other business now. That would be number 5. So, George, you had spoke about you wanted to do a little recap on the
Well,
festival by
we had
the
this one handout that came to us with a list of all the vendors and sponsors and so forth.
Yep.
And what activities were there and the expenses related to them. And we had a profit in that event. I forgot what the number was now, but do you remember what it was?
No, is it on there?
$1,700
Yeah,
about.
about $1,700. We had a
Yeah.
spreadsheet, we did,
And
yes.
I'm looking at the events that we had, because we spent $1,000 on bounce fence or whatever they were. I don't think they were barely used at all.
The bounce houses?
Yes. The dunk tank was right, there was a big bounce shed, or whatever you want to call it. It was right behind that, and I watched it all afternoon. I think 3 or 4 kids went in there.
Okay.
It was hardly used. I mean, I'm just trying to say, if you take that $1,000 off the 1,700,
No, 1,700 is the ending price. That's what
Right.
we ended up with.
yeah, so if we didn't have that,
We'd have
But the
another
bounce
1,000.
house, we didn't pay 1,000 for one bounce house.
no, we had 3 of them.
3 bounce houses and 1 dunk tank.
Well, the dunk tank was part of that.
Yes.
Well, the dunk tank made money, but I think you spent a lot of money on those bounce houses that were, did you see many kids on the tennis court?
No.
I didn't.
No.
And the one behind the.
It's too hot.
It's just too hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's too hot, and
And that was my next point.
The one on the west side, closest to the water there, well, actually would be the east side of the property, was well, because I was a proctor there for a while, and there were tons of kids in there.
that
You're
one,
right,
yeah,
now.
that was, that one was actually used.
Yeah.
And I actually have some photos where that
But
one was
the main
used.
thing was, it was just too hot.
It was too hot,
Yeah.
so I recommend that we move it to a different time of the year, next
When we get to
time,
that, yeah.
I suggest we do mid-October.
mid-October.
I mean, we're at mid-October now, but we're finally getting a few days where you can breathe
Or
outside.
November.
Or November.
Or
Yeah.
November.
October.
We're almost in the second.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, I'm sorry, mid-November, because that's where we are now,
Yeah,
and it's finally getting a little cooler.
okay, so
Tolerable.
you write that down.
Yeah.
No, I don't have, I think like the, consider doing it maybe the second week in November, second Saturday of November. The other thing we always want to make sure we're paying attention to is making sure we're not run into the same problems with the other cities doing events. So we want to try to.
But we're not competing with them.
Well, no, we're not competing with them, but we want our residents to come to our event, not to the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was, there weren't too many activities that I saw going on. We were gonna get those, did we have those bean toast bags and things, or? what?
They were going on. They
Where were
were set up over here. I
Yeah,
actually
on the-
have
Was
photos
there
of
much
people.
going on there? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
were quite a few people sitting
Yeah.
on that grass,
Yeah.
listening to the music and everything. That was
And they're
probably
playing-
kind
and
of.
doing the
Oh,
bean
up there,
bag.
okay.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, but no, the beanbag.
Yeah.
Do you remember where the garden club was over here?
Yes,
Okay, the beanbag was over in that general area is where it was.
out of the sun.
Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't have them right in the middle.
No, I'm just saying,
Right.
those kind of activities are things that kids or maybe parents would do and while they're here at this event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to be able to think that there's some other things like those, I don't know what, it might be basketball foul shooting contest or something like that.
Well, and they have those
Yeah.
kinds of things that we can consider. And I don't want to keep the same thing as this time.
Yeah.
You don't want it ever to get stale.
Well,
That's the thing. When you do events, you want to change them up all the
Yeah,
time.
well, that's what I'm saying, if we have more activities rather than just going from tent to tent saying, what is this vendor selling?
Yeah. Well, the vendors help pay for
Well,
the
yeah.
event, but we could have, if we change the makeup of, or I want to say the diagram of the event, now that we know that we can actually, we know that we can get 2 bounce houses on that basketball court with no
Right.
problem. So if we didn't
Yep.
use the tennis court,
Right.
if we didn't use it, and we put those up there, there is quite a bit of of lawn out there we
Yeah,
could
there
use
is.
because like the music was up here and the tent was over there. So there is a space there. So we could put up more lawn games. No horseshoes because that's
No,
a
I
projectile,
understand that, but I'm thinking
but
of
they have
simple
like
things.
ring toss games. They have carnival games that we
Yeah.
could, like the bowling thing.
Yeah.
The table bowling thing you can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So those are things that we can look at maybe
Well, frisbee
renting
throws
those.
into nets or something like that. I mean, those type of things.
Right.
Or something, I don't know.
There's-
I'm just trying
yeah.
to think of activities that would be, quote, part of the recreation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And my goal originally was, and I actually downloaded the template to have some of those cornholes made. And I have somebody willing to do it. We just have to purchase the
Well, I think
plywood and stuff. I have
A
somebody.
lot of it had to do with the heat factor, because the only people that really could listen to the music,
Mhm,
the music was way down here,
mhm.
and you couldn't hear it if you were way
Yeah.
the other end.
Yeah, but that
And
gets
I-
into a place where we don't have electric source to house.
No, I'm not saying
all
move
their
them,
equipment.
I'm saying move the people more so they could hear the music. A lot of people that were, like the garden club, said, man, the band was really good.
Mm,
And it was impressive, and they enjoyed it, and
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
nice part of the event.
mhm.
And
Well,
if
very
you were
much so.
down
Yeah.
this end, you couldn't even hear it.
You're going to hear it, but that's not unless we can somehow rig up some kind of speaker system to.
Well, it's something,
Well, but-
I mean, it-
But if,
I was trying to evaluate the pluses and minuses.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree, I
What
agree.
can we do to make it better next year? And I'm not saying it was bad, it was great, but I think we could make it a lot better.
Well, if we kept maybe the vendors, my thing would be is maybe to keep all the vendors at that end and have all the games housed up here by the music and stuff. Maybe that would work. And
Well, it's something when we determine next year how we want the layout to be.
all right, but I think
Keep
that
that
might
in
work
mind.
for us if we do
Yeah.
that. I really-
I wonder, there's gotta be a company out there that specializes in games. And it'd be interesting to consult
Oh no,
with
all
them.
those people that do the inflatables
see-
have games.
Yeah,
They all have games. You can
They-
go online
and look, yeah.
and look at the stuff.
And
But the
select.
thing, the key is they have to be, they have to be approved vendors, basically. We have to make sure they have all their insurance and the licenses
certificate
and all
liability
that.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I agree, I think that's
Now,
a
this
good-
vendor
it's a
was
good
nice
assessment to do.
because this one actually gave us the liability insurance and didn't want a contract. They invoiced us.
Okay.
So, where the other one we were trying to originally get wanted and, to have us sign a contract. So the city didn't feel comfortable with that. So,
Okay.
Well, that's all I had, I just had some suggestions based on that.
mhm. Yeah, and this company does that we use, and we're going to continue to look for another company as well, because you can always try to better yourself. But
Yeah,
this company does do like for Bel Air Bluffs, and not Bel Air Bluffs, Bel Air. They actually book through Bel Air and a couple other ones. They showed me their references, so
yeah.
a couple of the other cities.
Yeah.
So
We'll have plenty of time to make
Right.
adjustments for next year.
Right, the
Because I think
key
we need to
thing
be-
with-
We need
oh,
to get
sorry.
more information in the hands of the residents, because even though we did, I think, a good job of what we did, we know we can do better. So they know when they come down here, all the various things that there will be to do.
yeah, I agree.
And one thing, bring up, like, I'm not sure that everyone, okay, there are things for sale. Some people are thinking, oh, you might buy some early Christmas presents, things like that.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah, because I had women that wanted to come see the arts and craft kind of things,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but the thing of it is too, is when we do any games, we need to make sure that we have stuff for all ages.
Yeah.
That was the thing. We had a inflatable for the toddlers,
Yeah.
we had an inflatable for the kids in between, and we had a inflatable for the adults
Yeah.
/ teenagers, which
Yeah.
either want. And then, of course, we had the dunk tank as an adult activity.
Right.
The dunk tank we probably would do that one again, because that was actually, a lot of people enjoyed that. So we might revisit that one.
That was entertaining,
Yeah, it was entertaining.
because people would come and stop and hang out there for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, which is what we want.
Yeah.
That's the whole key.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason for doing these, is to bring everybody together. So, So, and that tank seemed to do that. So I think we should keep using that as a tool.
Mhm.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
get a little more creative with it next year, though. Keep adding to it somehow. They attract it to it.
Yeah.
For the dunk tank?
Yeah.
I think we could put it up about 30 feet next year.
We'll put you in.
You're just thinking about mid-November, it could be cold then.
I'm not going in November.
Wetsuits. Anybody who scuba dives can get in it if they have a wetsuit, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's something we need to look at. The other thing I want to take a look at too is I think we could downsize the tent size and save a little money. I think we could go down one size. I'm going to ask what the city manager thinks on that one. What do you think? Do you think we could go down one size and we'd be okay?
You didn't have very many people even under that tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that were on the lawn, there was probably 14 or 15 of them. And
Yeah.
most of the day, I probably saw 5 or 6 people under that tent.
Right.
Yeah, well, I do
People
have
aren't there to sit
photos.
under the
I
tent.
do have a photo about 2025
Yeah.
under that tent. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, but I don't think we need that big of a tent, so we could save some money there as well. I think we could go with a smaller tent, which if we go with a smaller tent, you can move it up and move it over, and that would give us more space for other
Yeah, that
things.
was a Mongo tank or a tent for sure. It was a nice tent.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's something we might would even think about maybe in the
Yeah.
future if we could ever own one as well too, then we don't have to keep.
Takes a lot more than the staff we have to put that sucker on.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they're a lot of work, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That was what was it, a 10 by 20? Is that where it was?
30.
20
10 by 30, I think.
10 by 30, yeah.
It was a 10 by 30, I think,
So
so.
you'd have to have,
We could get
Okay.
away with the 10 by 20, I think, don't you? Yeah, a 10 by
So-
10 would be too small, I think,
10 by 10 is too small.
too small, so a 10 by 20 tent, so we'll put a 10 by 20. If you could write that down.
Well, I put consideration of the size.
Oh, okay,
'Cause I mean, well, I don't know, we're going to determine that for sure today. We're just, it's
okay,
all things subject to be reviewed, right?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Can I go back to this for a second?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm just trying to think. There's, no, we already made a motion to approve it. I guess it's fine. Yeah. I think there's going to be enough in there when we see it. It'll cover everything.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. All right, so if everybody could be here, I want to say at 10 a.m. that morning, okay? The
Yeah.
photographer's going to try to be in here by 9:30 that morning to set
Yeah.
up. Actually, I even asked if he wanted to maybe set up the day before most of his stuff,
Yeah.
because his staff will already be here.
Sure.
That way, the staff doesn't have to, a staff person doesn't have to be here so early. So he said he would let me know, so then I'll coordinate that with the city manager.
Okay.
And, yeah, because they'll already be here on duty, so, you know, we don't want to tie the staff up
Yeah.
anymore, we have to.
What, Lucy, you say you have people do this, you have people do that. What do you need us to do? I mean,
Well,
you said you need some donations. What type of donations?
well,
do you
and
need?
if you guys can work your neighbors, friends, we need frosting donated, all different kinds of holiday colors, frosting, sprinkles, that kind of stuff. Everything has to be sealed containers though, okay?
But
And then,
what I don't want to do is end up with tons and tons of this stuff. So
I
I
understand,
mean,
I
I'm happy to
understand,
buy
but,
some frostings and things like that. And
right,
I
right.
just do, but if you already have people doing that, I don't want to go out and.
I have one set of people donating a few of those things. I had the containers already donated, okay? I don't have enough people donating those. I do have people donating the little trinkets, the little kids' toys to go in the goodie bags. I do
Okay.
have some people donating those, the little Dollar Tree kind of stuff to go in the goodie bags. And I could use crowns donated. I could use, you know, coloring page. We could just get a clip art coloring page and then just Xerox them, you know.
Sure. Sure.
And just have that there for the kids. You know, it's kind of what it would be.
Nice
It's
to
kind of
have something
an activity to keep them occupied is what it is while they're waiting for their photos with Santa,
Yeah.
because they can't get near the cookies.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, we don't want them, first of all, you know,
Right.
you have a problem, they start getting on their clothes. Second of all, we want them doing their cookie and then, you know, hopefully taking it with them,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
So that was the whole reason why then we're going to have the cookie in it ahead of time.
Okay.
and then we just put the lid on it and they take it home.
And someone's already donating those?
The lid, we already have the containers, yes, those are
Where
already
did we get
done.
those? Did someone,
One of the council people gave it to us,
huh,
yeah, they donated them, yeah.
are they all?
Completely sealed,
Neat, that's
they're about this big,
Okay,
and about, I don't know, with the lid on them, they're about that tall.
well, how many did they donate?
75,
Very nice. That was
75,
very nice of them.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so that would fit 2 cookies in there if they wanted to, or 3, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we're gonna start everybody out with 1. If we need
Okay.
to put more, we can.
And then do we want cash donations to go buy cookies rather than, because obviously we're not.
I'm gonna refer to the manager on that one.
Okay,
All I need you to do is tell me what you need the week before.
Okay.
Because, you know, we have to go buy this stuff. You
Got
know,
it.
The board cannot go out and encumber the city in any way.
understood.
So,
Okay.
you know, and so all I need is a list and,
Numbers and all that stuff.
yeah, if you need 100 cookies,
That's 100 cookies.
how big you want them, we'll figure out where to go get them.
Okay, well, I have a bakery that I used to use for the school system, and they're very good and very reasonable.
Just
Extremely reasonable, actually.
If I wanted to make a donation to offset the cost, I'd make it to the city of Bel Air Beach.
Yeah.
Right, designated to events,
Yeah, but there's funding for
Yes.
this, so
but,
Okay.
you know.
it's not that
But
big.
I'd like to, it'd be
Yeah.
nice if we didn't have to take any of our money out.
Yeah, that would be nice, because we don't know what next year brings, so,
Okay,
Well, that money is, let me just explain the money. That money is last fiscal year.
yeah,
That's gone. It's over with. It goes to the general fund. But we have a budget out there for promotional events, so in essence, it's new money, but it's not that much.
yeah, okay.
so our $1,700 went away, is that what you're telling me?
It's a fiscal year change.
Yeah,
And we budgeted money for next year for special events.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you go next year and capture, you know, some more money, then that's how it works. But it
Yeah.
doesn't, it's not like you have a bank account.
Got it.
It's,
That makes sense. But they probably gave us more money than we had anyway, and I don't know what the budget
That
was in the end.
wasn't the intent.
That was not the intent, and the council did not vote on that.
We were going to have that money on.
no,
the
they
forward.
do have.
Because I don't want
Yeah.
our naysayers, of which there's too many in this city, coming forward and saying, we had to take any money out of this year's budget. There's 1,700 that goes forward into next year, and however we have to do it, we do it. It's not lost money. That was the whole
No,
purpose.
it
of this.
isn't lost, you're missing.
And it
No,
was
is,
it
but
was
you're saying- because
designated
I
as
understand
event
it's budgeted
money.
this year. We're not
And
taking
that
it
was
out.
what was
We were
said.
not here to make the city money.
No,
That was not the intent.
you're missing what
I'm
I'm
totally
saying.
missing the point because the money was supposed to get carried forward and it was supposed to be like a bank.
Funds don't, in government
You
accounting,
don't have to explain government accounting, I understand
Yeah.
it, but that money was supposed to be earmarked for the future.
we have it earmarked. I'm just telling you that when you deposit money in government, okay, it goes into that fiscal year's general fund. There isn't like a special checkbook that takes it over into the next year. What you have to do is budget that money, or not that money, you budget the money for the events. And we did that. So it's not lost, it's just the way the accounting is. You do not have a separate checkbook unless you were a 501c3, a different story, but you're not. It's not lost. The city collected it.
The city made $1,700 in fiscal 2019, and now what we're gonna have is some person come through and say,
No,
oh, you tapped
you-
this 2020 budget. They do not, as far as I'm concerned, they have $1,700
They do have
to play
some.
with before we spend a zero of this year's stuff. Now, whether it's coming out of this year's money or not, they gave the city 17. That wasn't a gift to the city. That's their bank to use for next event.
There is no, I keep trying to explain to you, that isn't how.
I understand it doesn't carry forward, Lynn, but you do it all the time. So we carry money forward all the
No,
time.
no.
Okay?
And there was a line item
And we
created
said
that I
specifically-
said for events.
Yes.
I said
And we said
that we
specifically
needed
it
to
was gonna be
create a
their
line
money to
item.
use for future projects.
We have the money.
And in which case, then we took all that money under false pretenses to these people who supported us because we told them it was going to be used for future events.
It
That's not what the
will.
council agreed to.
It will be used for future.
I want it designated, and we're going to make this clear at the next council meeting, that they have $1,700.
They do have
basically to spend.
$1,700.
Okay, well, I want that to be clear.
I'm not debating that.
You
They
and
have-
I are not debating it. I'm not worried about you and me.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you and me. I'm worried about the next door people who don't know shit, okay?
Well.
That's what I'm worried about, okay?
They
We're gonna
don't
get to say that we're
understand
using this year's money. We're not using this year's money. They gave the city $1,700 and they have $1,700 to spend next year before we could say the city has contributed anything to
That's
their
very
events.
true.
Okay, then, if we need more money, and by the way, we never said that the city wouldn't contribute money. The council gave a $6,000 budget to you guys, basically saying, go out and try and make it break even, okay? But if you don't break even, we're not gonna not have an event. We may not have it in the future, but
Yeah.
you're gonna have the event. So next year's festival, if you don't raise as much money, I understand. And on the issue of a 501c3, perhaps you should be a 501c3, since we had one in the past. And if we're gonna start having these events, which takes the city and their hands out of this,
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
which would be fine with me.
But my question then being, and I have no problem doing a 501c3, I've done before.
You have a problem
Okay.
because you don't have legal to do it, so.
Right, but yes, so we'd have to create, but I mean, I don't have a problem with us having one, I want to say having one. Okay, but that being said, how does that work when we want to have a working relationship with the city? I mean, do we still have any of those? So we have to create, like, so we have to get our own, for everything, our own, right?
If you're a 501c3, you know, you still have use of the facilities, that's not the issue. But you raise your own money,
Yeah.
the city contributes nothing to it. That's how it works.
Right.
And then you have to file your tax returns and
Yeah,
do all
all
that
that.
stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Which
if
is
you
not, that part is.
make a
not-
bunch of money, then you gotta donate some of it and do whatever.
Right,
you know.
30%,
That's how it works.
30% of the proceeds, or I think it was 30% of the.
Yeah.
But then it's not a city-sponsored event, it's that charity, it's
Right.
that group, so it will
Right.
be the Bel Air, well, let's say you call yourselves the Bel Air Beach Festival Association. That's who will be sponsored, it's not the city of Bel Air Beach.
Right, yeah.
That's important.
But I
distinction.
think there's just a misunderstanding. It's just an accounting thing, and that's how it
Yeah.
works. And you have your $1,700, actually, you got more than that.
That's, yeah.
So it's part of.
I just wanna make sure we make it clear then,
Oh.
that and in fact, I want it on
I know
the
what-
record
I know what Joe
clear,
said, what he said.
because memories get short.
I know exactly.
And the people who have no knowledge of this detail
Yeah.
start spewing crap, okay? And then they all have to deal with it. And then we have to deal with it.
Well,
And I'm tired of dealing with it.
We put out the financial
Uh-huh.
statement.
Right, but I want that explained at the finance piece for the next thing, and that's fine. I understand governmental accounting. Let's explain it, that these folks have this, because I want it on the record so that we can go back, and when somebody posts some crap, we can go back and say, no, go back and look at the December meeting, this was all explained, there's 1,700 there, plus whatever you guys earn, you won't be earning anything on this
No.
one, but the car show will probably earn you some
Well,
money.
it's more than 1,700, but yes.
Yeah, or
Yes.
whatever, 1750,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's
17.
17. Have you got that, George?
Yeah.
Because there was,
Yeah, that's right.
just to clarify something,
17,
there was a comment made that
50,
there was
yeah.
more money, and when we checked, there wasn't. You know, June at the council meeting said there was more than our spreadsheet, and then we got that corrected.
Right, right.
So
Well-
we had the same number.
Well, and Laura found $1 that we didn't have, so, I mean, you know. Oh, well, it's gotta go on the record.
Yeah, I know.
It's on there.
But it, you know, it's.
I mean, I remember 17 and change. I
Right.
don't
What does it
know
say?
whether it's 1701 or
1723.
1723. Okay, so
Okay.
excuse me.
That's what,
Yeah,
The
and,
number,
and,
that's
and the
That's the
candy,
number.
we spent just under $50 on the candy for
That's
the trunk or
great.
treat. And
Well-
again, that's gonna be recycled.
yeah, we took that, see, our budget line item is promotions and non-departmental, so that $50 or whatever it was, I don't even remember exactly, the trophy money, that is charged against that account in the city.
Right.
So,
But we should keep a running total of, like, there's money there. We want to see how this
And you,
board is
No, no,
doing overall. So if it was $100, it's $100.
And
but
Rick,
increase the
and
balance,
quite
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I don't have
I
a big
have
problem, and
those
the 6 other council
figures
members, but
of what
I
we
don't think
put
anybody's gonna
out.
have a big issue if the
So if
city
you can make a
contributes
note in the
$500
minutes.
to all these activities,
Yeah,
how good
definitely.
it's doing. But if it was 5,000, then somebody may have an issue. I don't know, you know.
Make a note in the minutes that, I will have at the next meeting the exact costs we spent for the trophies and the candy.
Okay.
Okay.
35 and 49?
Yeah, the candy was more than the trophies.
49, I think.
Yeah, it was like, so, right, well, okay, so let's just put, they were roughly around that. And then,
35. I know the trophies
Percent,
are 35.
yeah.
And
And what I'll do
Because
is
we
I'll
gave
just
them a
have
check.
Patty a copy of those invoices. I'll
I
ask
didn't
Patty
want
to
to
put them
pay.
in your packets.
Okay.
I didn't want
Okay.
to pay these convenience fees.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fine. I mean, you expected to
Yeah.
spend something, that's fine.
Yeah.
right, right.
So
And whatever this
And-
is.
and I'd
easily
like
just
to-
deduct it.
you just tell me, give me the bakery name, tell me
Yep.
how many you want. And if you
Okay.
need icing, sprinkles, whatever you need,
Right,
someone on the city staff will go get them
Okay.
and order.
okay.
We, okay.
Golden Crust Bakery is who I've used in the past. They're on 70th Avenue off 113th. It looks like they're still in place. Let me just make a call to them, and then if that be in fact, I'll just send you an email. I remember getting like 3 dozen of cookies for like $4. They're sugar cookies made before.
Are they little tiny?
No, they're like this, but they make stuff to order. So I've gotten full sheet cakes there for like $20 for staff luncheons. So this was years ago, but it was still like $20 cheaper than Sam's Club. Okay, and they've been
Well,
around
Publix,
forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just make sure that
Yeah. 'cause
everything's
we
still
can get any
good.
size cookie.
I'll tell you what, I will take it one step further.
Undecorated.
I will,
Yeah, you just-
I will take it one step further. I will go down and get a copy of their menu and their pricing for
It's
you.
probably on the email.
It might be, but if not, that way we have a copy for future events within the city. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you just give us the list.
okay,
If you could do it, because I know Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah.
If you could do it by that Friday before Thanksgiving week, that would
Okay.
probably be a good idea.
okay,
And the only reason I'm saying that is that way, whatever we need to order, we can order, and we're not chasing our tail. at the
Right.
last
okay,
minute.
okay,
If they get their holiday orders, it can be crazy.
Yeah. it
That's
could be
right.
Crazy.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
Then
Thanksgiving.
Friday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay,
think that's the
all right,
20th? Does that sound right? No,
No.
be the
Thanksgiving's late.
22nd. The 22nd.
Okay.
I think it's 22nd of November.
so you want it by
18,
November,
19, 20, 21,
Yeah.
22.
you want it by November 22nd,
Okay.
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 all right. Yeah, they were just ridiculously cheap and they were good, so, again, trying to save the money in our, budget here. So is there anything else in reference to this, the holiday party, that you guys can think of that we need to cover? Okay, so the other business I want to talk to you about is and I have to bring this in front of council, but I want to start thinking about this car show, okay? I'm looking for maybe February for the car show. And let me tell you what I'm thinking, and then you can embellish upon it or give me your thoughts on it. I'm thinking, I think we can get like maybe 25 cars in the park that participate. These are the only cars that will be coming into the park are the ones that are participating. It'll be closed off like everything else. All parking will be at City Hall.
Right.
Okay, and then if it looks like we get busy, then we can just go throw a cone out. The ones, we'll have some on hand with our street parking. I don't think it's gonna get that big. Okay, especially with it being the first car show, okay? I know of probably 14 cars within the city that we know of that I'm gonna go directly and hand them a flyer. Because my goal is to get city residents for this one, okay?
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
lot of guys that said that they wanted to do a car show, okay? And all it is basically we give them a little goodie bag, we give them a couple trophies, they all sit here, People come, they look at their
They
cars,
just want to talk about the cars. yeah.
they just want to talk about the cars
Yeah.
and show off the cars. So the cars just sit here and so forth,
Yep,
okay?
Yep,
Um,
they love that.
yeah, no, they
Sites.
do, they do, they totally do.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like mid-February, so what is your all's thought on that? I mean, we can work on that in the future, but I'm trying to get you just thinking about these things, so that way.
Initially, that strikes me as a good date, mid-February.
About mid-February. I'm gonna look at the dates for the surrounding cities and so forth, because, you know, you don't wanna deal with, if we can avoid traffic issues, we you know, other things that are going on, if we want it to be successful.
Yep.
So we, you know, we want the guys to be bringing their cars in
Mhm.
to do that.
Any excuse to bring the cars out.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're doing February, you better check Clearwater, because they have that Capitol's Theater. That's their big show. They have over 100 cars at that.
Down at the
Yeah.
Capitol.
And that's February. I think
Cars at
that's-
Capitol or something, right?
Yeah,
The Capitol.
Cruising at the Capitol, something
Cruising
like
at
that,
the
but it's-
Capitol.
That's right around President's Day.
Okay.
It used to be.
Okay,
Just check whenever they have it, because you don't want that
okay.
day.
So what do you guys think about February for that? Yeah,
I think it sounds good.
yeah, okay.
As opposed to later, I guess, you wouldn't want it earlier.
Well, I
I
don't
want to
think.
get
we-
your spring breaks and things like that.
Yeah, and I want to do
what.
where the residents are still here. We have a couple people that we
Yeah.
know of that had collector cars that go back up north, so I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that they're included in it. So,
Yeah,
yeah, and this really is a no-brainer for us, kind of like the trunk or treat. It's,
yeah.
you know, we have the goodie bags ahead of time. We get donations for, you know, like keychains, different little things, a couple little candies in each bag,
Right.
kind of thing. Some, you know, that kind of thing. We just get
Yeah.
businesses to donate multiple, you know, just random stuff to put in the bags,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we give them, and then we give the trophies away. And we'll go over the classifications on what we want to do for that. In the future, as to, you know, how we want to judge those. My goal here too is anybody who's participating will not be judging, other than they will get to do everybody will get to do one, and they'll have like a silent, we'll give them a ballot and they can pick one, the people's choice, or I don't know, how do you list that, people's choice? People's choice will be people that are participating in the event, okay? They will get to pick one car out amongst them, okay? And then that's it. The rest of the judges will not have cars that are participating in the event, okay? So, like with the trunk or treat, I was not a voting member. I did not judge any of the costumes, anything like that. So my goal here is to try not to have our board even do that,
Yeah.
okay? If we can avoid it. If we have to, that's fine, but if we can avoid it, that way we don't have any partiality towards any one
Sure.
group. So, you know, we can literally advertise for somebody, you know, people, our residents to come out and vote. So, okay, so I'm thinking mid-February for that, okay? And then,
I think February has, according to my calendar, Valentine's Day and President's Day.
Right, right.
14th and 17th.
right,
So it's pretty open, except for you needed to check on.
the other cities,
Yeah.
yeah, the other cities.
Yeah, as the mayor said, Clearwater too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
on
okay,
They have their capital one.
okay.
I would suggest later.
Later in the month?
Yeah, just people are gonna be burned out from Christmas things.
Okay, so you're thinking the last Saturday of the month, more
Well, I don't know
likely?
about less, but
Yeah.
not the beginning of the month,
Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking at the beginning, definitely not the
but
beginning.
toward the other side of mid-month.
Okay.
Something like that, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we
Okay.
don't want to do it when we, you know, it starts getting warm out again either, so.
I wish it were getting warm out in February, but it's not going good.
No, it's still gonna be
Sure.
kind of cool, but
All
that,
events.
this is actually kind of a good time to do those kinds of events though, is, you know, because
It's cooler out.
it's cooler out. We were at the one, at the sheriff department the
Yeah.
one time, and it was hotter than blazes, and, it was right out in the middle of the parking lot, and, Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. You had the sun beating off the asphalt, so yeah, it was hot. So, okay, so we've gone through all this. Everything is in place. I need you to sign those minutes because you were the
Yep. secretary.
you were keeping the minutes on that one, so
Yep.
I need you to sign those. These I'll have to have Burke do. I just wanted to take some time and thank you all for your participation in the festival. You guys did a great job. And all our meetings, you've done a great job. I'm really blessed to have a great board like you all. George, your wife, I hope that you take time and you thank her for all the help she gave us.
She just sat there.
Oh, she held the money the one time and took money in for the
My
event.
wife
Yeah.
really enjoyed visiting her with her. She was so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So please tell her we thank her very much for her help. And I sent pictures to Patty.
Yeah, Patty
Did she send
me
them to
some,
you? Okay,
But I couldn't download them.
you couldn't download them.
They weren't JPEGs or they weren't PDFs. There was some other file that just wouldn't download.
Huh.
I took pictures of him and his
Yeah.
wife at the thing.
Whatever you sent, that's probably what she forwarded. What
Okay.
did you send them in? JPEG, PDF?
Okay, so you think you got them at JPEG or?
No, I can read JPEG and I can read PDFs and there was some other, I think it was well, I'm not sure what it was, so.
Okay, so
I
I
can-
will
I can
resend them
know
to
that.
her and have them have her try again, but do me a favor, if you still can't do it, make sure you reach back to her and let her know that you couldn't download them.
Okay.
Okay, that way we know to get them to you. So, we
Okay,
at the
yeah.
council meeting got these awards, got our awards, and Lisa Ilya received an award from the city as well. And so the mayor's agreed to come tonight to present
thank
you
you.
with these
Thank you
awards.
for
And I'm
doing
gonna
that.
take pictures and then I
Okay.
will again send them to the city clerk to forward them to you.
Be back in short pants here.
Well, we'll do upper pictures, I
Okay.
promise. I promise. So,
Doing the awards tonight.
yeah. I'll do upper. We'll do it, I guess, over here.
Yes.
Okay, so,
Come on, George.
right, I would say right over here because that way you don't have that reflection of the thing.
So you want to be against this background here? Well,
Up the mirror.
Should we do?
You're gonna go over there? Okay, you're
Wanna
gonna
do
have
it-
the
We can
mirror.
do it together. Should we do the three of us?
Yeah.
Big one?
That's fine.
Okay.
I think-
George and Rick,
Yeah.
thank you very much
Okay.
both for your
Oh, wait,
contributions to
you
making
can't-
this happen.
Thank you, sir.
We
Okay.
appreciate it. You made the city real proud that day, so thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you?
Yeah. Sit down right here.
That's good. How about shaking hands?
Got it?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it?
I know I didn't get that. You
Oh,
shook
okay.
too fast. I'm not a professional photographer. Okay, now George.
George.
Thank you.
And then,
Got it.
Lynn, would you like to?
That-
You good?
Okay, okay.
All right.
Need
All
that
right.
PR.
Thank you.
I get enough public.
You get enough public, yep. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's
so-
very considerate of you, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so my question to you is, originally you had said that you might not be able to come tonight.
Yeah,
And I gotta
just
think,
have to
so are Wednesdays not good for you? Is that what it
No,
is?
they're not good for you.
They're not good for you. Okay, I'll make a note of that. But, do you all feel like we need to have another meeting before the holiday break?
I think we should have one, maybe the
Okay,
Monday before.
okay. I'll have to,
Council meeting.
that's a council meeting.
Oh, that's
Well, we
council
could-
meeting. Well, we could meet
Well, how
before.
early
Why
can
don't
you
we
guys
meet-
be here?
Why do we need it?
Well, want to make sure we have what we need.
Okay.
Um,
So can you, how early can you be here for a meeting?
Well, George brings a good question, and it's a good question. Is there really a need to have?
I mean, it sounds like
Meeting.
you've got it
Well-
under control.
Well, and that's part of my concern. I want to be able to see what things I can do, since I can't communicate with you outside of this,
Right,
for the details of what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
So, Unless you're gonna take care of all the details of getting the information to Lynn and we just not worrying about it. I just don't want it
Well-
all to be fall on your shoulders, that's all.
Well, I'm good with either way, so how about that? What you guys, you decide, I don't have a problem, it's a no-brainer, I've done it many times
Okay.
with the church. So,
Okay.
it's up to
Well,
you
I
all.
need to be, I
Okay.
have
I'll
complete
buy that.
confidence in you and in Lynn, unless you need us for something.
Okay.
Okay, and I can always call an emergency meeting if we need to for some reason.
Okay,
Okay?
Alright.
Patty will send you the
Fair enough.
adjusted flyer. Please help promote, if you have children on your streets, I don't know what street you live on,
20th.
you're on 20th?
There's some kids there now. If we get a flyer, I'll deliver it to them.
Okay, yeah, so give me a day or so and I'll get them to you if you can deliver those. I went around through the community with the trunk or treat, and the houses that I knew from when we were campaigning,
yep,
I actually went and put a flyer on their door that
Okay.
I knew that they had kids.
Mhm.
So, okay, so if we can do that on your own streets and
sure.
and
Okay.
anybody that maybe is on your email list,
Yeah.
if you have an email list and you know they have kids or something, you know, or you have, just wanna, I for one, I have a grandchild, so I'll probably have my granddaughter come, you know. She wasn't able to come to the other things, but if she's available, I'd probably have my granddaughter come, but.
Okay. Well, when are you gonna put the bags together and things like that? Do you not need any assistance on that? I mean, do we wanna have a,
Can we come together as long as we don't discuss the event to put bags together here in the conference room?
Yeah, well, you're not discussing an item that's gonna come before your board,
okay,
you know,
Okay.
that you
So
have
if
to
we're
make a
just-
decision on. You can sit and stuff bags.
Okay.
or-
Okay, so can we have Patty
Yeah.
send out a thing saying bags will be being stuffed at such and such time on such and such day in the conference room? Anybody want to come?
sure.
They can we just
Oh,
do that and then
yeah,
just
well,
come?
just
No
don't start talking
respond.
about the car
You
show
can't,
or
you
something,
can't,
you
you
know,
can't respond to
you
the
can stuff
email.
bags, yeah.
Just come,
You can
okay?
respond to the email that you're coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
you
for
can?
her-
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, so you
Patty
can't,
talk
just to
about-
Patty, just not to me. You can't do
talk
a
about
reply
future
all.
items coming before your board, so
You
the
just
car
have to-
shows off limits. You could say, yeah, I'm gonna be there at 6 o'clock to stuff bags. That's
Okay,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
okay,
You're not there to discuss
okay,
whether you're going to
We're just
approve
doing-
stuffing bags or
Right.
stuffing bags.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
you're with
Okay.
that.
okay.
Okay,
All right,
Um,
so is there anything else that we need to discuss or?
I think we had a productive meeting.
I think we had a productive meeting and look at
And
the
you're home in
time.
for dinner.
Wonderful.
so,
Isn't that great? That's great, you know?
George, I'll defer to you, sir. Make the final motion of the night.
Motion we adjourn.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Against it.